All right, and welcome back. We got some new patch notes. I got home kind of late, so sorry to say. We're doing this a bit late, but I'm going to have it out tonight, so it should be up before the patch drops tomorrow. But today, we're taking a look at patch 25.04 for League of Legends and 13.6 for Teamfight Tactics. And real quick, before we get into it, I already saw the new Mordekaiser skin. I don't have a whole lot to say. It's okay. If it released as a legendary skin for $15-$20, whatever, it would have been fine. I would have bought it probably because I play a lot of Mordekaiser. But for a gacha skin for $200, I don't think so. This is still annoying me a lot, by the way. This whole gacha thing, whatever. I've complained about it enough. Just know that I'm on everyone else's side. This is not okay. I don't condone it, and I will not buy into it. And until further notice, I'm not buying any Riot points either. Because their business decisions have been pretty horrific thus far. But anyway, enough about that. It's time to get in the patch notes. So we're going to do League of Legends first, as per usual. And it's the last patch of Season 1, Act 1. Alright, Ashe. QW and R damage increased. So after our recent adjustments, Ashe is sitting a bit on the weaker side, so this patch we're looking at the bite back to her Frost. For this change list, we're looking to give her some more power in the mid game by increasing her AD scaling on her Q and W. So Ashe was a bit awkward in the past couple balance patches because they obviously wanted to take away from lethality Ashe, right? Like they didn't want people building Imperial Mandate into lethality and just spamming volley and having a 30-second R. So it looks like they're increasing the Q damage. The AD scaling is up 5% at max rank. Volley up 10% bonus AD. An Enchanted Crystal Arrow, we have 50 bonus base damage. And if you're not the main target, you take full damage now instead of half damage. Alright. That's fine. They're just trying to make Ashe a carry. Right? Ashe has been utility for so long because she's just a slow bot with a massive cross-map stun. So they're really trying to make people play her as an actual AD carry. Okay, I'm down with it. I feel like Ashe is one of the few champs that has the right to be a hyper carry because she has no mobility whatsoever and she just gets blown up anyway. Diana, passive damage to monsters decrease, Q and W damage increase. Really? We're giving her some generally helpful buffs to make her stronger mid lane while pulling down some jungle mods. Okay. So her monster damage down by almost 80%. Damn. I mean, she does clear the jungle really goddamn fast, so I kind of understand. Her Q, an extra 10 base damage, max rank, W. An extra 6 max damage. Okay. It's not a whole lot. It's just bringing her base numbers up a little bit while cutting down on her jungle pressure. Because I only see Diana jungle anyway. Fair enough. Echo Q damage increase. An extra 10 damage to Echo's Q. Okay. Fine. Whatever. As long as he doesn't become insta-lock nonsense in solo queue because he has a get out of jail free card on his ultimate. Elise. W human for... Okay, here we go. Here's an actual major change. Elise support has been extremely popular for those of you who have not been playing a lot of ranked League of Legends as of lately. This champion is exceptionally good at roaming and diving because she's designed as a jungler. So when played with an aggressive ADC, she was able to get a little out of control with her ability to just, walk up to the tower and force a dive. Alright. Elite support is taking over. Too strong. Alright, here we are. Volatile Spiderling. Minus 20 base damage and minus 20% AP. God damn. Skittering Frenzy. A lower cooldown. Up to 20% bonus attack speed. So this is obviously a jungle-centered change, right? To make it easier for her to clear out her jungle by just using this ability. So they took the power out of the Spiderling and put it in the spider form. And her Spiderling damage actually increased. So you're actually whatchamacallit, you are incentivized to stack up those spiderlings while clearing out your jungle, as opposed to just poking with this in lane, which is what she does bot lane. You just max this first and poke with it. Alright, cool. Gangplank, 80 growth increased. Gangplank's been bad for a little while now. So a little bit of his base stats. This is probably going to be fine, just fine for him. What is it? A 0.5 80 growth increase. 0.5, so at level 18 he has 9 extra 80. I mean, it's an extra attack damage per 2 levels. It's not bad. It's good enough to make a difference. Let's put it that way. How much of a difference? Probably not a major one, but we'll see. Hui, passive damage increased, QW damage decreased early, WE damage increased. Hui is currently painting L's for his opponents. So his passive, this is the little explosion when you get hit by multiple abilities. Minus 5% AP. Okay. The lightning bolt. Less damage early. It still scales to 160, but minus 20 at level 1. It's pretty substantial. Stirring lights. WE. Oh, this is the auto attack one. So minus 5 damage, minus 5% AP. Alright. Jace, W attack speed increase. Set attack speed is now 3. Yeah. So they raised the L attack speed cap last patch, and Jace's W was very, very what's the right word? It was kind of dependent on the attack speed cap, so you would know how much damage it was supposed to do. So a nice little change there. I don't like Jace getting buffed because Jace has been good for so long, but hopefully this won't mean too terribly much. Callista, W damage decreased early. Oh, this is the mark Callista puts on you when she attacks you, or when the person she's bonded to attacks. So it still goes up to 18%, but it starts 4% lower. So a little less oppressive in the early game. Kog'Maw, Q damage and decreased AP ratio increase. He's winning a little bit more than is fair right now. Really? I think I've seen one Kog'Maw in my past like 50 games. So 90 to 290 plus 70 is now 80 through 260 plus 80. Yeah, so they toned down the base damage on it quite a bit. But it's a little bit more AP scaling. Okay. I guess so. Lulu. W bonus attack speed increase, cooldown increase, E damage. Thank God. I hate this champion. She's not my most hated champion, but Lulu is so anti-fun. Like, actually. She is unbelievably anti-fun. So, bonus attack speed. Down 5%. Cooldown. Down 1 second. Okay. Or sorry, up 1 second. I was looking at it backwards. Help picks. Base damage and shield strength. 80 to 260 is now 80 to 240. Alright. Thank God for that. They basically make the champion a little less forgiving. I hate this champion. I dislike enchanters in general because for some reason support mains have the biggest ego. And I say this as a top laner. I see more support ego than I do actual solo lane ego. I see more support ego than ADC ego. I don't know where it comes from. They're playing the easiest role. Not to make fun of support mains or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, seriously, I don't know where their ego comes from. All right, I'll stop. Sorry, I'm getting toxic. Mel, multiple changes, overall safety decreased, damage scaling increased. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen any Mel and is because she's banned every single game. I don't think I've played a single game since this champion came out where she has not been banned. So I actually don't have a good feel for how strong she is, other than she must be broken, right? She has to be OP if she's banned every single game. So Radiant Volley, this is the little machine gun. A lower range, and it's slower. Okay. Rebuttal, this is the Reflect. Cut down its time by 25%. More mana early on. Reflected damage. 40 through 70 is now 40 through 60. Okay. Solar Snare. Root duration. Early on, it's half a second shorter. Direct hit damage. 6220. Now 240, but it has a little bit of a higher AP scaling. Her R 4 to 10 plus 2.5, still 4 to 10, but it's 3.5 now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually don't have a whole lot to say about Mel's balance because she has been banned every single game that I've played since she's been out. I don't think I've played with her a single time. So, unfortunately, I don't have an opinion here. She must be broken, most likely, obviously. But I can't tell you for sure how I feel about these changes. Nautilus, Q damage increase. Okay, so a little bit of bonus base damage on his hook. Nah. Scion, base armor and health regeneration increase. Really? Some Scion buffs. I vibe with that. He's an Noxian champion. So 4 base armor and 1.5 health regen. Alright. You know, the issue with Scion is that he has some horrendous matchups. The champ itself is good, but like, you don't beat other tanks, and you don't beat bruisers, and you don't beat any casters, you don't beat range top. So, realistically, a lot of what you can do with Scion is based on how well you play as a player, right? So, seeing this added durability feels pretty good. You feel less bad about getting matched into something like Teemo or Jace. Speaking of Teemo, E damage to monsters increase. So, I'm pretty sure this is walking back a previous nerf. I'm pretty sure in a previous patch we talked about the Broxah special, because he was the one who really got a lot of people on the hype train of playing Teemo jungle. And they shipped a couple of nerfs, but it looks like they kind of walked one of these nerfs back, since his E is now doing a bonus 20% damage to monsters. Alright. Keep the shit out of my game is all I have to say. Warwick, Q mana cost increased. Alright, so, yeah. Warwick top, a little too powerful. The champ does not die. I've played plenty of Warwick top myself and played against it. It does not matter how good of a matchup you feel like you have against Warwick. He never dies. He just does not die. After 3 points in Q, he like bites a minion and gets half his HP back. So the mana cost 70 through 90 is now 80 through 100. So an extra 10. It's going to cut down his early game a little bit, which is pretty much where it matters. Yasuo, passive critical damage reduction removed. A Yasuo buff. Oh, wow. This has always been a part of Yasuo's kit, right? This has been like this for a long time. So essentially, for those of you who don't play Yasuo, Yasuo and Yone get double crit chance, but Yasuo gets reduced crit damage. Right? So if you have 25% crit, he doubles it to 50, but he cuts back a little bit on the crit damage. And I guess they've gotten sick of the Bruiser Yasuo and Yone. They want you building crit again. They want you to go back to playing crit on Yasuo. So they've removed this. He gets the full damage benefit plus the double crit chance. Damn. That's substantial. That's 10%. That's a lot of damage, especially after 2-3 items. Man. All right. Items. That's it for champions. Items. Abyssal Mask. 5 less magic resist. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's like they said here, it's kind of a situational purchase, but when you do buy it, it's too good. Because you'll have situations where, like, Ornn is against double, triple AP, and he just goes Hollow Radiance into Abyssal Mask, and he's immortal. Fimbulwinter. The shield is now a flat 100 plus 4.5 instead of 100 through 180. Roughly 30% less shielding in average cases. Damn. That's a substantial nerf. 30%? Yeah, Fimbulwinter's also been too strong. A lot of the same champs who were taking advantage of things like Unending Despair, like Maokai, for example, were just abusing the hell out of Fimbulwinter. So they have infinite mana, infinite HP, and their tanks, you know? Heartsteel. Heartsteel nerfed. Wow. Nerf is meant to be fairly small. High in snowball case for his item can get out of hand. Well, yeah. When your Scion or your Cho'Gath has, or your Dr. Mundo hits that 5,000 HP threshold and they auto attack your ADC for 70% of their HP, it can get kind of crazy. But at least it looks like they didn't actually cut down on the amount of HP the item itself gives, just the actual passive. So a 2% nerf for each stack. That ends up being pretty substantial down the line as those stacks get going. Infinity Edge. 150 gold buff to Infinity Edge for 5 less attack damage. I don't know. It's still a super expensive item. 3,400 gold is still just so much. You'll get to your power spike quicker, a little bit quicker, but this is... I don't know. As a top laner personally, I really only care about how quickly a Garen can build IE. Merc Treads, 50 gold. Okay, why? This is like dropping 125 gold off of a full legendary. Sure. I think everyone is still probably going to rush Swiftness Boots. Plated Steel Caps, damage reduction. 10%? You nerf Plated Steel Caps too? Not like this. I get it though. The boots meta is a little bit oppressive, especially in top lane. Like, you don't care. You're against anything that auto attacks, like Aurelia, Jax, you don't care. You just rush Plated Steel Caps before you build your item. And they probably just don't want people rushing boots. So, I get it. You're supposed to be building boots later, especially with the feats of strength, which only come into play after you have 2 full items. Symbiotic Souls, flat movement speed, from 35 to 40. Huh. I wonder how much I could get away with Symbiotic Souls. Especially as a top laner. What are the odds that you buy this on an early back so that you can proxy more effectively? I don't know. Probably not a good idea. You should probably just buy Swifties. Unending Despair. Anguish. 8 through 15 plus 3% bonus health is now just 3% bonus health. A 10 to 15% nerf to the item's damage. Now that it's generically approachable, both armor and MR are flocking in and identify that it's indeed very, very good. Alright. So it's just doing a little bit less damage. This doesn't hit the healing on it. I think that's fine. With as many champions building it as they are, I think it's good to still keep it strong for the champs that need the healing. Atakan, alright. Early PvP generates double the points, decreasing down to the normal amount over 14 minutes. So this is to stop people from... the same Atakan keeps popping up over and over. And this is to make it so a lot of those higher pressure games, not even just high pressure games, but even just having a relevant early game lead can push you towards Ruinous more often than Voracious. The first few kills per game grant significantly more points, diminishing with each subsequent kill. Tower dives in particular are extremely high tension moments, and therefore tower dive kills grant multiplicatively more points. Thank God they just nerfed Elise, huh? Threshold recalibration. Because these adjustments change point values significantly, we are adjusting the Voracious versus Ruinous threshold to try to better match these new expected values. So again, the issue is too many games move towards Voracious rather than Ruinous. Ruinous is what happens when you get a lot of kills in the early game, right? Which just drops all the flowers on the floor. But more often than not, especially in like pro play, for example, it's always Voracious. Because everyone plays safe, no one dies. You have only a few kills by the time Otacon spawns. So it's almost always the GA. So this is to push it even more towards the potential for there to be Ruinous. There's the class schedule, don't really care. Aram, don't really care. Mythic Shop, don't really care. And some new skins. These skins looked terrible, by the way. And this Zed skin is going into the Sanctum, I believe. So if for whatever reason the set skin didn't meet your expectations, you can now get a chroma for Odyssey Zed. A chroma. It's basically a chroma. Please do not buy this. And some chromas for some of these new skins as well. Okay. Moving on. We now have TFT. God damn, that's a lot of... Look at this. There's a lot of changes. All right. I see some things that should be nerfed. Renata, hello. Caitlin LeBlanc. Urgot. Looks like Tristana got away with murder. Some new skins as well. This board is back. The new Aatrox. Loot Eggs retirement. All loot eggs will be automatically opened on March 5th. If you own all content associated with an automatically open loot egg, you will be granted 50 treasure tokens. So, loot eggs will no longer be a thing. You buy the little legend directly, or you open it from the treasure chest. Gold orbs. Worth 3 extra gold. Champ duplicator plus 5. This is a lot of numbers. So, 12, instead of getting 12 gold, you'll get 15. Champ duplicator in 5 is now champ duplicator in 6. 2 gold. Oh, it's mostly just adding gold. Yeah, it's just adding a little bit of gold, mostly. Oh, this one's a little different. This one gives 3 less gold, the late game. Yeah, so it's mostly just changes to gold values for your gold orbs. More gold early game from an early gold orb. Less gold stage 4 plus from golden orbs. Or stage 4 in general, not plus. Large changes. Automata MR. Increased. At 4 automata, you have 4 more and 11 more at 6. Chem Baron. Lost streak is 50 on 4, which is up 5, and 10 on 5. Or up 10 on 5. 200 and 300 rewards slightly increased. Conqueror base 80 in AP. So up 4. The same. So 2 Conqueror. Got a buff. Whatever. Enforcer 8 damage amp. Decreased by 8%. There you go. No more automatic top 4s from hitting an Enforcer crest. Hopefully. Form Swapper damage reduction 4. Damage amp also increased. So Form Swapper got buffed. An extra 3% on the tank and an extra 4% on damage. Pit Fighter heal. 10, 25, 45, 80, 35, 55, 80. So Pit Fighter 4 is stronger, and so is Pit Fighter 6. They got increased by 10 on both. 6 scrap, got a nerf. 5 less shield per piece. 5 doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 5 per component. So if you have 10 components, it's 50 less shield. Sniper now additionally gains base damage amp. 10, 40, 80. Oh. So the way it worked was Sniper gained this damage amp, and they nerfed this a little bit, but now you get a bonus 10, 40, and then 80. So 4 Sniper might be back. Sorcerer AP. An expected nerf, it's just 5 at 4 and 6. Visionary 6 healing, 2%, thank God. So Sork and Visionary got tapped a little bit. Watcher minimum damage reduction. Up by 5 at 4 and 6. So Watcher Sniper, a little bit stronger. Visionary Sork, a little bit weaker. 1 cost units. Amumu flat damage. 12, 15, 25 is now 15, 20, 30. So an Amumu buff. Draven attack speed. Increased by the barest amount. Powder ability damage. Increased by a significant margin. An extra 70 for 1 star. 50 for 2 star. 35 for 3 star. And 50 for 4 star. Singed attack speed granted. Nerfed, hopefully, yes. So 5 and then 30. Damn. And then 50. Huge Singed nerfs. Thank God. Get rid of Sentinel Visionary, please. It's a pretty good hit for Singed. 2 cost units. Akali, 10 less mana to cast. Leona. Also 10 less. Renata Glass mana nerf, 5. Secondary spell damage. Down by 25 at 1. Down by 35 at 2. And down by 60 at level 3. Thank God. Alright, we've got some significant nerfs to the Visionaries. Urgot HP, down 50. Urgot attack speed. Tapped now, or tapped up, sorry, just a little bit. Urgot max mana nerf. Ooh, 90. That's an extra 20 mana. Vander AD, up 5. Vander Armor and MR, up 5. Well, that makes the Vander Augment a little easier to take. 3 cost units. Blitzcrank Shield. God, what? Up 80. At level 1, up 100 at level 2, and up 150 at 3 star. Blitzcrank, as probably the least built unit in the set, is getting some significant buffs. Cassiopeia Miasma damage also increased significantly. 40, 50, and then 100. Wow, so Dominators. Got some significant buffs there. Nunu ability damage. 50, 50, 55 is now 55, 55, 60. Nunu buffs, okay. No one really cares to build him. Rennie mana buff. Down 10. Ability heal. 400 across the board. So that's up to 100 for your 1-star Rennie. Swain ranged secondary damage. Tap down. Probably because to compound the sorcerer nerfs here. Still the same at 3-star though, so if you 3-star the Swain, it'll still be good. Silco Vial damage, up 40 at level 1. Monstrosity damage per attack, up 2 at 1, 3 at 2. That doesn't sound like a lot, but each of the monstrosities is attacking. So it's what, 4 monstrosities attacking every second for like, what, 4 or 5 seconds, something like that? So this is actually a lot bigger than it looks. Twitch Experiment HP damage bonus, 20%. Twitch is back. 5 cost units. Caitlyn. Headshot AD percentage, down 20% at 1 and 2 star. LeBlanc primary ability damage, down 60 at 1. Down almost 100 at 2. Damage share down 6% at 1, 5% at 2. Savika mana buffed a little bit, so she only needs 50. Rumble armor and MR down 50. Ability damage down 50, down 75. I like this patch so far. All the problematic units got touched. Warwick, okay, thank God. The execute threshold got reduced by just a little bit. As did the healing, so this unit's not just immortal and one-shotting your whole board. Hopefully. Alright, augments. Diversified portfolio. 2 gold per 4 traits is now 1 gold per 3. Unreverting that change, shifting the nerf the augment needed. Alright, Kingslayer gold. When if lower HP. 6 gold. Kingslayer could be a great comeback mechanic, dude. I'm telling you. 6 gold per round win? That's high potential. Support mining requires an extra round. Table scraps is now only 3 carousels. It needed a nerf immediately. Titanic Titan gives 5 more HP. Climb the ladder 2 gives an extra %. Gloves off. I was just talking about this. This is the Vander augment. I was just talking about how Vander got buff and the augment might be better. It's not. Minus 15% for gloves off on the damage. Overheal got an extra 25%. Probably good. I never take it. Spirit Link, an extra %. Okay. Martial Law. Thank God. I never hit Martial Law when I go Enforcer, but this augment was ridiculous. So thankfully we got ourselves a 7% nerf on that. Reunion, this is Vi Echo. Tap down 10%. Echo damage, also tap down 10%. So that's minus 10% for both of them at the same time, because you have to run both of them to get the trait. Too much value, 2 cost granted. Only 2, wow. Damn. Unleash the Beast CC immunity. Damn, down to 5. Thank God, man. I was getting sick of seeing triple Sterix Urgot every single game. Birthday present gives 1 less gold. Fine. Blazing Soul 2. 5% less attack speed. Probably justified. Blinding Speed gives a Giant Slayer instead of red buff. I think that's better? Yeah, it's better. Giant Slayer's a damage amp item now. Ghost of Units Past gives 7 instead of 6. It's still worthless. Excuse me. Quality over quantity, 4% bonus HP. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. Giving your whole board radiant items is already a scarily powerful. Anomalies. Bully damage. Nerf just a little bit. Tap down slightly. This is probably to stop people from doing this with their like family reroll and whatnot. When you have like 5 3-star units and then Bully gives you a ridiculous amount of damage amp. Freestyling amp per trait. 5%. Cute little increase. Heavy hitter. Percentage of HP is damage up 10%. I still don't know who you would put it on. Maybe like Vi or something? Hivebound now functions on the first takedown instead of kill. Alright. Alright, that's good. Okay, cool. So Hivemind's the trait that gives you a copy of a champion. Now it's the first takedown instead of first kill, which is how it's supposed to work anyway. Hunger for power. Increased. Bring back the hungry crab. He hungers. Urgot just got nerfed. So he's hungry. Bring him back. Hypervelocity. Doubled. Huh. Well, it's just the base, right? Like, it increases as you get the kills, so. Still, though, that's a much better start. It makes it a lot more tempting to take it right away. Infectious Anomaly gets another nerf. As expected, it's now a flat 10%. And Repulsor increased. I still don't think I've ever seen anyone take Repulsor. I think maybe the one time I saw it, I was confused because I didn't know what was happening. Innervating lock and mana gain can no longer overflow. So I'm assuming this is to stop people from casting over and over and over again and being immortal. Festival of Beasts, haven't played it. Alright, so there we go. Those were our patch notes. Not bad. Not bad. Those are your new patch notes for TFT and League of Legends. I'm excited about the TFT notes because it feels like a lot of stuff that needed to get nerfed got nerfed, right? Especially Visionaries. I was getting so sick of Visionaries. So Visionaries got nerfed. Urgot got nerfed. Warwick got nerfed. Those are the big things there that I'm excited about. As for League of Legends, the changes are nice, but it's nothing super substantial. Right? Got some cute little changes there, trying to bring Ashe back into being a viable AD carry. Yasuo getting his full crit damage out. But anyway, I'm going to call it there. Thanks to those of you who tuned in. Once again, please do not buy this Mordekaiser skin. Please do not make them think this is a good idea. I'm starting to get pissed off. Anyway. Sorry about that. I haven't streamed recently as of late. I'm probably going to start streaming again starting this weekend. We're going to try to get some League of Legends games in, and of course we're going to try to play the new TFT patch. But until then, thanks to those of you who tuned in. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.